Hi, good morning and happy Friday for just joining us. It's me, Maria, from the Fox 11 newsroom here in Los Angeles. We've got the Big Kahuna from RottenTomatoes.com. You know Matt Adjety, if you've tuned in before. We try to hang out on Fridays just before all of the big movie openings. So we're going to talk about a bunch, and a couple of them have some Oscar buzz around it. We're also going to talk about some other things too. So stay tuned. There's a lot of breaking news going on in the world, including what's going on in France, of course, and in and outside Paris. So we'll talk about that and whatever else is on your mind. We've got Tony McEwing over there keeping tabs on the breaking news. Hey, Tony!
Hey!
And hopefully we can get a guest or two in. Because of the breaking news, maybe we can get one of the other guests from Good Day LA on the news set or in the studio to come out here to talk to us. Let's start with Matt Adjety, the Big Kahuna. And let's start with, let's see, you have a list of movies here for us, Matt. I'm sorry. I'm remiss to introduce our friend Ayub Koche from the UK, joining us all the way across the pond this morning. So Ayub, of course, just is very intimate today, so just pipe in whenever you want to. Okay, so let's start with Taken 3. This is the third installment of the Liam Neeson movie.
Yes.
You don't look so happy. You didn't like it, I'm assuming.
I thought it was okay. I actually don't hate this as much as a lot of the other critics do.
They really do not like it.
Yeah,
it's got
about
like
10%.
That's rotten. That's
that's pretty rotten.
Yeah.
I actually think it's better than the last one, although that bar is set low.
Yeah, that came down from the first one.
So this one, nobody's kidnapped anyone in his family. Liam Neeson gets framed for a crime.
Can I just say who, or would that be giving it away?
Sure.
In all of the summaries and
well, you know, because you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I saw the trailer. Basically, his ex-wife gets murdered,
and he gets framed
for
it. And it becomes this kind of, he's trying to protect his daughter, and he's on the run from the cops, and there's a really smart detective played by Forrest Whitaker in this. One of the things I like about this movie, the weekend host from Turner Classic Movies, Ben Nicholas, has talked about, he likes, there's a satisfaction in watching a movie about a person who does their job well, seeing them do their job well. Forrest Whitaker is that type of character.
He's so great.
The rest of the detectives in the LAPD are kind of dopey, but he's figuring out, he's seemingly as smart as the character, as Liam Neeson's character. So watching him chase Liam Neeson is pretty good. I thought it was okay. The movie's not that well directed. Is
it the same director from the other two?
Well, it's the same director from the second one, Olivier Megaton, who has mainly shot scripts from Luc Besson, who worked on the first one. Not a great director. He directed Taken 2 and Columbiana and Transporter 3. Like, he does those Luc Besson action movies, which I think are fun, but they're not that great. They're kind of cheesy.
So do you think it's like an attempt to do The Fugitive again, but just nowhere near as good?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That's fair to say. It is not even in the same ballpark as The Fugitive. But it is a somewhat similar story, but with lots of action and lots of really dopey action. It's fine.
That's too bad.
It's fine. Go in, do like I did. Go in with really, really low expectations, and you'll think, well, this isn't the worst movie I've ever seen.
That's a glowing recommendation.
Yeah, that's awful. You know what? I'm so glad that you weren't here yesterday, or the vice versa, or they weren't with us today, because Liam Neeson and Forrest Whitaker were actually on the show. Now, they weren't here physically with us on set, but they were on the show yesterday. But how tough would that have been to talk to them about the movie?
Well, that's not the first time I've been here where I've talked about some movie that the critics hate, that you've got a star here, and I have to be like.
But this is really bad. I mean, this is like 10%. That's really, really rotten. It's interesting that you say about the cops and how smart Forrest Whitaker's character is. That's one of my pet peeves. When I get drama or a mystery and I see detectives run around and don't do their jobs, it's so annoying to me. Like in Gone Girl, how dumb were those cops in Gone Girl? They were dumb. They were dumb. The girl cop?
She was smarter than the guy. The guy
Still,
was really dumb.
really dumb. But still, for her to just buy into all of what happened especially towards the end, I can't. Yeah, no. So
Although dumb, to be honest, Matt, smarter than really dumb is just a wide range.
He was only dumb. She wasn't really dumb.
She was really dumb like her partner. So anyway, so that is Taken 3. Let's see how that does. And I'm disappointed that Forrest he usually does such great, or at least good, average to good movies. You know, usually. I haven't seen him in a really bad movie. Except for those funny sort of, I think he played a dad in the movie recently.
Oh, he's done some terrible movies.
But like, anyway, okay.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker has done some terrible movies, but he's usually the highlight of the movie. He's usually the one who puts in the best performance.
He's always great. You know, he's done some terrible movies, but he's done some good ones too.
Oh, a lot of good ones. Are you kidding?
He's one of the fun guys to spot in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
He's such a kid. He's such a kid in that movie.
They all are.
And he has had a varied,
very
and
broad, a good director.
Good director too. I was in one of his movies.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Not one of the better ones, but it didn't do too badly actually in the box office. It was called First Daughter with Katie Holmes. Katie Holmes and our Birdman, Michael Keaton, was in it.
I remember you in that movie.
I played a reporter. Big stretch for me. Yeah.
Lauren Saran isn't Taken 3.
Is she? We'll have to see it just for that. Just for that. Anyway, okay, so let's go on. By the way, Hector just joined the Hangout. Hi, Hector. Haven't seen you in a while. Just wanted
Hello, good morning, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Matt Ashley.
Yeah, happy 2015.
The very first Hangout of 2015.
That's right. This is the first Hangout here at Fox 11 Los Angeles 2015. I forgot to mention that. So, hey, happy New Year. Sometimes, you get to a point where you really shouldn't say it anymore. And I guess at the end of this week, probably officially, because this is the first full week of back to work.
I think you get to say it for as many people as you see
if you
for the first time that year.
I guess, but at some point it just,
So in June, you're like, hey, Happy New Year to people.
Like, anyway, okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Let's talk about a most violent year. Happy New Year. Because I haven't seen you since last year.
A most violent year is
Nicole Kidman.
No.
Oh.
No, Jessica Chastain.
I'm sorry,
Oscar
Jessica
Isaac.
Chastain. Yeah. Why did I get Nicole Kidman?
Where
did I get that? Sorry.
She in?
Well, you know what? I think Jessica Chastain with the red hair. I think maybe at first glance I thought it was Nicole Kidman. So
this is a solid drama. It's kind of like a vintage Sidney Lumet film, Prince of the City or Serpico a little bit. It's not a cop story. It's more a story about a guy who's it's actually similar in some respects to The Godfather. It's set in 1981, which is a different time period, but it's about a guy who is trying to be successful in business legitimately in a business that has a lot of corruption, and has to make some really tough choices about what level of violence and what level of corruption he's going to dip into to be successful. It's a movie that the critics love. It's at 90% on the Tomato certified fresh.
This is good.
Great performances all around. I think it's good. I didn't love it the way a lot of the critics do.
Oh,
Steve
Albert
Mason
Brooks
loved this movie.
Okay. David Oyelowo is very popular this weekend with the next movie we're going to talk about. He's also in that starring role.
But this is worth seeing. It's a good one.
Okay, I have the screener, so I'll check it out when I get home. My husband was kind of on it. Okay, so Selma. This is the other David Oyelowo movie that he's in this weekend. Selma is a story about Martin Luther King, and he does. I've heard
he's great.
Oscar.
He's great. This is a must-see movie. This is the best movie of 2014.
Wow.
Hands down. This is the movie that should win the Oscar. It's a Golden Tomato winner. It's Golden Tomato winner for the best limited release of 2014. Fantastic film. It's a tense story about the events leading up to the march from Selma to Mobile, Alabama, for the struggle for civil rights, and specifically in this case, trying to get voting right equality. This is a great movie. You know, there's a little bit of controversy about the historical accuracy. I wouldn't let that stop you from going to see this movie.
I've heard about how honest and raw they are with Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
About his personal story and struggles, and not making him to be this perfect guy. I mean, he had a lot of flaws in his own personal life.
Well, the other thing too that this movie does is it shows both King and LBJ as politically savvy and some of the backroom dealings that have to happen to get political traction with things, and it's kind of this almost, you almost want to call it like the seamy side of something. You know, it's yes, there's, I mean, you kind of want to think that there's a nobility to somebody like King, and as anyone does, he's got his flaws, and you know, but there's also, it's not. The best way I could say, you know, you watch a movie like Richard Attenborough's Gandhi, and Gandhi comes off as this sainted figure in that movie, and the things that happen with him are because of, you know, almost like this holiness that happens with Gandhi as a leader, and he's as much a spiritual leader as anything else. And so the victories he had, the movie would have you believe that it's mainly because of his spiritual impact, right? And I think this movie is different. This movie, as much as, I mean, this movie shows there are some savvy politics that happened on behalf of Martin Luther King and the SCLC, and it's interesting to watch, but it's also very dramatic, very powerful. You know, there's some controversy about the accuracy of what LBJ's role was in the civil rights struggle. I think that people on LBJ's side presumably like to think that he's the guy that is, look, like there's a lot of credit to be shared all around. I think where this movie is probably ruffling some feathers is that this movie very clearly shows that the struggle for civil rights and the victories were won by the people fighting for their own rights, as opposed to authority figures saying, well, we'll finally fix this.
Our country's leaders trying to do the
right
thing.
I mean, that was part of it, but it's, you know, this movie is really focusing on the agency that Martin Luther King and his team have in this movie, and it's a rare thing, I think, for.
It's a must-watch.
It's a must-watch. It's a hell of a movie.
Yeah. Hey, Stuart, it's good to see you.
Sounds like something I'd want to see.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that sounds like something I'd want to see. I'll have to keep an eye out for when it comes out over here.
No, I definitely want to see that. I'm thinking about going to see it this weekend. And David Oyelowo, amazing acting in last year's movie.
As LBJ.
Yeah, of course. He remember when we saw Lee Daniels, the butler? He was great in that, too. So this is another opportunity for him to work with Oprah. Oprah Winfrey, once again, is in this film. Okay, so critics love Selma. Okay, Predestination. This is the other movie that is opening this weekend, or one of the other ones, anyway. This is the one starring Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen this one.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
It's directed by Michael and Peter Spirit, who did a movie called Daybreakers a few years back, which is this kind of indie sci-fi futuristic vampire movie.
Oh.
I remember Daybreakers. That was good.
That's a good movie, right? I mean,
really?
Yeah.
I think it's on Netflix. I should check it out.
Yeah, it's really sharp. It's a really smart movie.
Okay.
Critics say the same thing about Predestination. It's this really smart sci-fi movie. It has to do with time travel.
I love that. Any movie with time travel, I have to see.
It's loosely based on Robert Heinlein's All You Zombies short story.
Are there zombies in this?
No.
Because there's a line in the trailer where he actually refers to some people as zombies.
Right.
But
there's
not
actual
good. Ethan Hawke looks.
Critics really like this. They say that it's a smart movie. It's well paced. The performances are good, and almost all the critics say that this is a star-making performance for Sarah Snow, who's coming into it, right?
She is. Yes, you're absolutely right. So this is good.
Yeah.
76%. Now, I do have beef with critics when they're in the 70s because that's where I get a little nervous. Because I did go see Inherent Vice, and I think Inherent Vice the critics liked a lot. It was 74% 7%. I can't
Okay.
remember what it was
Right.
in the tomato meter. Where is it? No, I'm sorry, it went down. It went down to 68. Yeah, I rightfully so, because I thought it stunk so bad. It was horrible. I was really mad. I wanted my money. I wanted my time back. I should have walked out. I thought I was going to walk out of the movie, and I was trying to be polite. I thought it would get better. It was horrible.
I totally concur. I thought it was the worst movie.
So I got back.
My head almost.
Oh, no, it was the worst movie. It was the worst movie.
That is not the
It
worst.
is the worst movie.
It was really bad.
And
It was confusing. It had no continuity whatsoever.
It was horrible. Where did my glasses go? There. And so, Matt, listen, I got back.
It was forced. It was.
And I
horrible.
warned Tony. I said, do not, whatever you do not go see this movie called Inherent Vice. Do not go see it. What did he do? He was forced by some other friends of his.
Yeah, I said Maria said it's not good, and I believe it.
And so he ended up going to go see it anyway. And he did.
And they all hated it.
He wanted his money back and his time. So there you go. So my point being, when critics are in the 70s percentile,
Well, it just means that.
I get a little nervous.
Well, it's not overwhelming agreement. That just means that 3/4 of the critics said, "All right, it's good."
But my point is, it's not even. It's good. It wasn't even that. So now.
Did you like it, Matt?
No, I didn't like it.
I not only didn't like it, I hated it.
No, because I went in, the early trailers at least kind of made it look like Big Lebowski.
Yes, that's
Right.
the only
And
reason
that's
why I
that's the
thought
problem.
I would go see it.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
not.
Lebowski at all.
it's not.
No,
It's
in
just
fact, if anything, it's somewhat closer in tone to like the lighter moments in. If you were doing just the lighter moments that are in Boogie Nights, that's what it feels like. Like if Boogie Nights was only ever a comedy and never had any like serious drama to it, that's what you get.
I wouldn't even give it that much credit at all.
All right then.
Yeah, no, wasn't even an artful piece like the one that was one movie a couple years ago. Was it with Brad Pitt or what was that movie?
Tree of Life. Oh, I hate that movie.
I think I like Tree of Life better.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
I hated Tree of Life.
I liked Tree of
I
Life
hated
better,
that.
way better.
That's
than
one of the worst
Inherent
movies I've ever seen.
No,
Yeah.
no, do not even. Those two.
Tree of Life is terrible.
No, that was an art. That was like watching a piece of art. You know, you either like it or you don't, but you realize that it's.
Yeah,
This.
it's as much art as like the Big Eye paintings from Big Eye.
No.
Like,
Inherent Vice. No. Don't do it. Don't waste your time.
No, but definitely Predestination. I'm kind of looking forward to that now. It comes out over here on February 20th, so I will probably book opening night seats
That's
for
so
that one.
long time, huh? Not till February 20th.
Yeah.
Wow, that's too bad. It does look good though. I saw the trailers. Ethan Hawke looks good.
well, Daybreakers is
And
great.
Daybreakers. I have to check that out. That's
Daybreakers totally worth seeing. That's a really good one.
Definitely. Daybreakers was, for me, the best vampire movie I've seen since, what was it called? 30 Days of Night.
I didn't see that one either. That one looks good.
Yeah, Daybreakers is great. It's a really sharp movie.
Speaking of Ethan Hawke, I did see Boyhood.
Okay, what'd you think?
I thought it was good, but I don't see that as an Oscar-winning thing. I have to be honest. Other than Birdman, which I thought was really good, there really wasn't a movie this year that I thought. Okay, Selma I have not seen yet. That I thought knocked my socks off, like 12 Years a Slave did.
You seen Whiplash yet?
Whiplash was really good. Whiplash was really good. I loved that movie. But as in Oscar-winning film, do you know? Like I need more. I need more.
Okay.
Epicness to it.
Okay.
12 Years a Slave gave me that. Even Django Unchained for me, I thought was really good. As in that category,
Right.
it was epic in its making. Anyways, so none of the movies, but I will see Selma. Selma does look
Yeah.
good. I did see Night at the Museum. That was good.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, you have. Top five best movie of the year. Top five.
Top 5 is great.
Best movie so far.
Yes, I do.
I was just wondering whether you got a chance to see the Agent Carter episodes so far?
I've only seen the first episode. I haven't seen the second one. I watched to see the pilot. I had an advanced copy of the pilot, and I liked it. I need to watch the second episode, but I've been in New York all week.
Fancy.
I know. I get to also interview Haley Atwell, who was a Billite.
Oh, nice. Glad to hear that.
Yes.
Who is she?
She is the star of Agent Carter.
Okay.
And
Spent her summers in Kansas City, where I am from.
very cool.
Hmm.
I saw the first 2 episodes and I thought it was brilliant so far. We'll just have to see where it goes from there.
I finally started watching House of Cards.
Hello.
Holy crap, that's
So
a good show.
good, right?
I'm only like 7 or 8 episodes in.
Oh my! It gets better.
Dang it.
It gets. You should see the last season.
No.
Oh my gosh!
Don't tell me.
It's good.
Yeah,
good.
I'm going to be probably spending my weekend trying to watch that.
I have 2 things to tell you. One, Game of Thrones is going to be showing on IMAX. First TV series ever to be shown on IMAX. By the way, have you heard that?
No, the Doctor Who premiere was shown on IMAX
Not here then. I don't know.
last season.
Yeah, I think they did some Doctor Who in theaters.
Here?
That was on IMAX, yeah.
Well, I mean, really, that's a
IMAX?
function of the theater owners, like, please come to the theater.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's really
I
what
read
it
that
is.
Game of
It's less about the TV being popular. I mean, it is about the popularity of TV, but only in as much as the theater owners are desperate to get people to buy tickets to go see things in the theater.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Where is my weather in the 9 o'clock? I'm so sorry. I'm just looking at it. Another thing that I wanted to say is that I
Terry Crews,
I know. Where,
is he here today?
yes, he is.
What?
Terry Crews is here today. I don't think we're gonna.
Oh, tell Terry Crews to come and say hello again. He was great last time.
I know, he was fun, right? Yeah, I have not talked to Heather about that, and there's some craziness going on today, so let me find out what they're doing. Moving you down at 9 a.m., going straight. Oh, what I wanted to say was, my son Gus, the episodes 4, 5, and 6. They're one. I mean, the original.
How old is he?
He's 4.
Yeah, those are the ones to start with.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So we started the first one, right? Hope. He liked it.
The first one you can just call Star Wars.
So I'm just trying to be as accurate as possible. But yeah, the original Star Wars. It was fun. It was fun seeing it again. I hadn't seen it in a long time. Anyways, I'm introducing him to
Cool.
the Jedi Knight. So it was good. So I tell you that. That's what we did over the holiday break.
Fun.
Okay, so that's it. That's all we have for you today in regards to the movies this weekend. So you said Selma?
I was voting. I'd vote for Selma. You know, it's tough to tell. I mean, they haven't even announced. They won't announce the nominations until next week. And so much of it is about the campaigning. And I know that Selma got overlooked in a couple places because they didn't have the screeners out.
Oh, you're right. The
so
screeners aren't out.
If Paramount wants Selma to do well at the Oscars,
They have to send them out.
they're going to have to. Well, they're starting to send them out now, but they're going to have to. I think that this is a year that we're going to see the effect of campaigns. Like that's what I will say right now. Is watch, especially for those of us in LA, we can kind of watch the news stories and watch the ads that show up in different places. You know, the local TV ads that are putting up on shows because they're aimed kind of at the voters.
Yeah.
This is really going to be a measure of, I think, how much the campaigning makes a difference.
Because I watched Wild. You know, I thought Reese gave a very strong performance, but Oscar-winning film, no. I'm sorry.
Cake is not a good movie, and they are. But
They're
Cake is an
campaigning?
example of the crazy campaigning there. Like they've been sending cupcakes to voters
Oh,
for
God.
things.
I also...
She's, you know, Aniston has made herself wildly available. Like, that's a huge campaign. So
Interesting. I also watched the Theory of Everything, with the story about Stephen Hawking. it had a lot of holes for me. I thought it was
wasn't
very.
everything that you
It was not. The
wasn't
theory of everything
that
was
you
not
hoped it would be.
everything for me. There were so many holes. It was just, I know it was based on her memoir, but it was just not. I mean, great performances again, but not Oscar. Not at all. Not my stuff. Anyway, okay, so there's that. Matt, I will let you go.
Okay.
And unless you want to have it, you have anything else to add? No.
I got nothing.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're back from New York, from that really cool place.
Cool.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm sorry.
Good to see you. Good to see you too, Matt. Good to see you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay.
Bye,
Take care,
guys.
Matt.
Bye, Matt. See you next
See you
week.
soon.
Yeah, Matt.
Go ahead. Take them. Go ahead. So I have to go in the studio and do my little, quick weather hit, as you guys know, and I go on. No, you're right. They're not. But I just got a message from Tim. Let's see. After Rick's pick end of segment, I doubt we're going to do that. That's what he's saying, but we'll see. So once I see Rick up there, I'll have to run to the studio. So anyway, you guys, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hi, John.
Hi.
Hi, Stuart.
How are you? I've missed you.
Oh, thank you. It's just really crazy busy around here. And today, particularly now, because of what's going on in breaking news, you guys are all aware, I'm sure, of what's happening in France and in Paris. They have two separate, maybe possibly three. Is it 3 or 2 hostage situations, Tony? I have not been listening now because we've been doing this.
Well, the latest is that they've stormed 2 of the hostage locations.
Oh,
This is in Paris, are you?
Yes.
outside of Paris, yeah. London, Paris, right. You're right. It's so scary what's going on. I invited Laurent, but maybe he's not online or he's doing something else. But I
He
am.
was all right looking for him, too.
Yeah. They also have this market that was, I guess, under siege by these terrorists, and it's a couple. It's a woman and a man. Just you don't really hear of that often, but I heard them spout a statistic that 30% of these kind of homegrown terrorist type of things are women, which is so disturbing.
We've got a lot of them here that just haven't activated.
You know
I
what?
mean,
Yeah, it begs the bigger question, right? How many?
well, I mean, we've got the American, I call them the American Taliban in the the super right-wing organizations. Can't think the right name. The militia organizations.
Yeah, it's
And,
scary. Very scary. Somebody asked the question earlier, well, how do we stop them? I think about the Boston bombings, and how that was kind of a similar situation, at least for us here in America, and how it was 2 brothers. I don't think they trained overseas necessarily, like one of these guys did, but it's just so scary. So scary.
It would be almost very interesting, Maria, not to butt in, but it would be interesting to have a show or half an hour that had a compilation of everything that's gone on in the last 6 weeks. Just the last 6 weeks of worldwide events like this. And I think we would be shocked at the number of events and people taking part. I don't think we're getting the full impact because it's spread out a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It just seems to be getting more and more.
I moved to a new town, so I don't get much news, and I
Are you not in
deliberately
Orange County
don't get
anymore?
much news. Excuse me?
Are you not in Orange County anymore?
No, I moved to Picture Rocks, Arizona. Very small town. We do have one stoplight, so I figure that's civilization, and a number of stop signs. Just outside Tucson. Absolutely stunningly beautiful.
I was just talking about Arizona to someone today, and how I guess her children are moving back to Phoenix, and right outside of Phoenix. Yeah, I like Arizona. It's the desert, but there's
Just don't talk politics.
no.
Not unless you're fully armed and have body armor.
Oh boy.
There's that. There's that.
I don't know. I'm the token
legal to
liberal
carry-
in town.
It's legal to carry a concealed weapon there in Arizona,
Mhm.
right?
Except in bars.
Except
Can't
in
do it in bars or churches.
And handguns.
They do it anyway, but
Crazy. Okay, you guys. Well, listen. Thanks for joining the Hangout this morning. I'm going to shut it down. But thanks for watching, YouTubers. We try to hang out, and this is the new year, so hopefully we can do it a little bit more. But I do think we've come to a place where we do so much now these days. It's a lot different from when we first started a few years ago. Do you remember that? Remember all the time we had and all the guests that would
Yeah.
Every day.
jump on? Yeah. So I just want to say I'm sorry we haven't hung out as much. I got some really sweet, messages from people like Nick and who kind of was reminiscing about those days. We just.
I was worried that you were gone, Maria.
No, I wasn't. No, I'm here. It's just we really are caught up in so much of the day-to-day tasks now, and we just don't have the support that we need to keep it going. So, but no, I'm here. I'm still here.
Oh, by the way, Maria, how did you spend your Christmas vacation?
Just slept.
That's good. You deserve a rest.
Yeah, just slept.
Just glad to have you back in the morning.
Thank you.
Hey, keep me in your notification circle. I'll be here if I can.
I will, Stuart. That's awesome. Best of luck to the new adventures there in Arizona.
I was a little late today
No,
because I was out feeding the burro and the horses.
Oh, that's so fun. That's fantastic. Isn't that great? Okay, YouTubers, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please circle us and subscribe to our channel, because not just me, but the gang in the web office, they're always posting really fun and interesting videos and links to stories. So go ahead and circle us and plus and subscribe and share. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day here from a sunny, well, partly sunny Los Angeles. We'll see you next time. Bye.